Alpha Monk 500 here. For the fourth installment of Inky News. I'm here with Erik Braa, the voice of Porter.
Hello, everyone.
So I'm going to jump straight into the questions today.
Okay.
Actually, wait, first of all, how are you? Sorry.
Oh, I'm good. I'm good. I'm. It's a lovely noonday for me. I guess you're out on the East Coast.
Yeah, I'm out on the East Coast. It's 3
Yeah.
o'clock here.
Okay. Well, it's a nice afternoon for you. It's a wonderful day for midday for me. So yeah. Yeah. Good to talk to you. Glad to be here. Thank you, and hello to everybody at Inky News.
Thank you. I'm glad to have you on too. So now we can jump right into the questions.
All right.
So the first question is, can you give us a little bit of background about yourself before you got into voice acting? Any hobbies you have had beforehand?
I've always been in love with the human voice and doing characters and trying to do impersonations and things like that. I wanted to be in radio. I wanted to be, do some wacky morning show or something. And then that kind of thing just it did sort of faded away. So I sort of moved on, and then I found myself in video games, and I did a lot of testing and eventually producing and designing, and nothing that anybody cares about, trust me. But I loved it, and it was super fun. And when I would do it, I would often get, comments from fellow coworkers and things like, well, you do all these funny voices and stuff, because testing is a very mind-numbing job, and you can sit there playing a game and they want you to run into the wall to make sure that there's no collision gaps or something, so you're just like, running into a wall, or I mean, it's just dumb. And so like there's times you're sitting there going like, I hate this game, and they would come by and be like, what are you doing? It's like, whoa, this game's terrible. And just because that's just silliness that I would do. I found that it usually entertained my coworkers as well. Testing is also one of those jobs where they bring you in, you're only there for so many months a lot of times, and then if you're lucky, you get moved over to other projects, or they just go like, thank you for your service, bye-bye, and you move to the next company and test there. And so you would find yourself in a rotation of companies to go testing for it. And anyway, I've met a lot of people doing it. I had a lot of people come up to me after when their term was up, and they'd be like, oh man, I'm out of here, I'll see you guys, and thanks for the entertainment. And that was really all it, that's how it kind of started. Was I had always loved the voice, and then I made my way eventually into doing voice. And occasionally I would be asked to do some regular minions, as they call them, in battle games or whatever. So I would go in and do the there he is, silly stuff like that. And there you go. That's how I basically got started in what I did and who I am.
Yeah.
I was in rock and roll as well, and things like that. So yeah, I just ended up doing it, and man, I couldn't be happier. I didn't even, like a lot of people that want to get into voiceover, they go like, I just don't even understand how you even do it. It's like, yeah, well, you buy the gear and set up a place at home, and you just you start doing it any opportunity you can get. You start the hustle, which is all the different sites and stuff like that. But anyway, yeah, that's how,
Yeah.
Long-winded answer. There you go.
Long-winded answers are common themes. Don't you worry with these interviews. They're really common answers. Everyone's always give that first question in particular, very long-winded with everyone. So you've hit right in, Erik.
All right, good.
Then the second question: At what age At what age did you discover your passion for voice acting or acting in general?
I mean, I always tell people, honestly, my answers are pretty boring because I've said them a million times. But Like I remember being, in third, fourth grade and playing with Hot Wheels, or even before that maybe, and I would do different voices for each truck or car or whatever, because I was like, come on, I got a big load, I'm coming through, and
Oh,
then the sports car would be like, get out of my way, I'm super fast, like, whatever. It was silly, it was fun, and of
yeah.
course I am a child of Star Wars. I love Star Wars very much, so I would always want to do Vader and things like that. Not that I can do them. I'm just saying. Um,
Yeah.
but I got into that kind of thing, and I enjoyed it. I just didn't realize, again, like most people say, they're like, I've always liked this stuff, but I never really, if you didn't do, if you were in high school, if you didn't do, theater or drama, you were like, what's the next step, and then it's like college, maybe you did or didn't do something, and along the way it's like, well, you got to just put the passion, have the passion, and try it, go to beginner classes, and see what's available to you, and let somebody work with you and say, oh,
Yep.
you could do this better or that better or whatever, and the feedback helps. But yeah, early on, I always loved character voice and things like that, and for me, being a little older, there were guys back in the day that were, on SNL, or even Rich Little, for crying out loud. He was a little older by the time I was introduced to him. But all of those guys that would do impersonations and stuff. When I was a little kid, Johnny Carson would play. The Tonight Show would play every night. My mom and I lived in a very small apartment, and I had like a sort of created bedroom, so like I could hear the TV, and yeah, I would hear comedians come on and do bits and things like that. It intrigued me, and I always loved the human voice, and I think it's something we forget in the world of texting and everything else that
Yeah.
we do. We've lost some of the context of a comment. Like now we just put in lulls and things like that. We go, all right, well, that's funny. And it just says like, I'm laughing at that, but it doesn't say, you don't hear the laugh. You don't
Yeah.
hear the are you kidding me? Like you put are you kidding me, and people know what you mean, but there's just something about the inflection, because when you talk to people that don't, all they do is text, they often go like, they say things with a different inflection where you're like, what are you trying to say this? And it's like, it's just all they've ever done is read it, you know what I mean? Like they hardly
Yeah.
speak it. So I appreciate the human voice, and I always have, even as a kid, just loved it.
I agree with that. Highly. Like if I like you were saying about the whole texting thing, if I can ever get a chance to talk to someone, ever just like texting them, I will 100% do that.
Yeah.
Because it's much better hearing their voice than just like seeing words.
Oh, I agree. I mean, I don't mind texting, and especially when it's just like your friend
No,
and you're
yeah.
just checking on each other, like, you good? Yeah, I'm good. That's fine. I'm just saying,
No,
like,
yeah.
it is really nice to actually talk to somebody and hear them, speak, and how they speak. Some people I'm doing the ums and all this kind of stuff. Some people have little hitches in their speech where they talk a few words and then they move along. That's what I'm saying. It's just fantastic, and it's, if you're
Yeah.
a character person, especially if you ever want to do voice acting, acting is essential. And so
Yeah.
having these people and these characters that you can create and do is very important. So yeah, and you learn from that. You learn from interacting with other people. I mean, I literally have a character called Door Guy, and it's only because the guy was coming out a door on a windy day in San Francisco, and the guy in front of him let the door go, and the wind was blowing the door really hard back at him, and he was like, what the hell, you almost killed me with the door. And that now became Door Guy. I talk like that when I have this character. And that's what I'm saying. It's all just because I watched, you watch people.
That's really cool. I never heard of Dora Guy before. I'll have to look into it.
It's just anybody, like, you could have called him, Subway Guy, but
Oh,
it
okay.
doesn't matter. It's just somebody that's where you experience them, and then you program it into your head of like, oh, okay, Door Guy. Like,
Yeah.
let me give him Door Guy. Hello, everybody, I'm Door Guy. It's just that's just the way I named him. Some people have
Okay.
numbers for their voices. Some people have all kinds of ways that they
Yeah.
organize all of this madness in their heads.
Oh, I thought you meant that you actually like did him for something. My bad. Based on him.
Oh, no, I've
Based on that.
used
Okay.
influences and been inspired by that character that I
Yeah.
saw on the street. and I logged it away as door guy, and then when a character comes in and I go, oh, he has a little bit of door guy in him, and so then I bring that out and use it.
People watching's the best medicine.
It can be, yeah. I mean, it's also sad too when you watch terrible things happen.
Yeah. It's a mix of emotions.
Yeah, right.
The next question is, what was your favorite voice job you've ever had?
Oof. You know the old joke about you can't decide which of your favorite children or something, it's like that kind of thing. Like I used to always say I love Draven because Draven's so much fun. Things I would never do, but Draven can do them. But I've fallen in love with Porter, like Porter from, obviously Bendy. That is, he's quickly moving up the list. Very, very big fan. Very, very big fan. So yeah, Porter's really fun. I mean, I did the Spirit Tree and Ori and the Blind Forest, and I made up a language on the fly. I absolutely love the work that we did in that. You know what I mean? Like that. Mm-hmm. So like every voice you do, there's something about Master Koga. If you want to be the top banana, like I think that there's too many to say I have a favorite, really. I mean, I enjoy all of them. I love doing it. I love what I do. So
I'm glad. I mean, obviously, you kind of have to, in my opinion, to get the best experience, you have to enjoy what you're doing. So I'm glad you're doing that. Living life to the best.
Yes, yes, living your best life, as they say. Yes.
Yeah. And then these two questions go tie together a little bit because they're related to Bendy in a way.
Okay.
They're but not at the same time, if that makes sense. That's the theming of Bendy, I guess you can say. Who's your favorite cartoon character and favorite video game character, and why for both?
Oh, good Lord. Are you saying like that I've done, or that just of all time?
Anyone.
Oh my goodness. I mean, who doesn't love a good Mario? Who doesn't love? I mean, there's too many. Seamus from Metroid. I mean, from the old ones, you know what I mean? But then you have like Nathan Drake and the I can't even remember the dang name of the game now. From that Sony one that was on PlayStation. Whatever.
Uncharted.
What's that? Uncharted, yeah. I mean, who doesn't love a Nathan Drake from Uncharted? Who doesn't, I mean, honestly, that is true. Oh, that is an incredible question. I know some people have an instant, like, that's my favorite.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, I do enjoy Draven, but I don't know if he's the best character in the game of League of Legends. Wow, I don't know. I really don't. I mean, Luke Skywalker.
Yeah.
I was a huge. I mean, and Darth Vader. Like, I love those characters, and they are appearing in games every now and again. They used to a lot more. But yeah, geez, I don't know. I don't even have a good answer for that one. There's too many. How can you pick just one and go like, that's my favorite of all time?
That's fair. Yeah.
And they all have reasons why to sort of answer your question. They all have reasons why you love them. You know what I mean? Like whether, like I said, as far back as Mario's, whoo-hoo, you love the hopping and the double jump, whoa, off to the next thing. And you felt like, hey, I'm this little guy and I'm just doing this thing that's monumental. That was what it felt like. All of them, though, again, if you look at the Uncharted series, there's probably so many more. I even enjoyed the Jedi thing. All that kind of stuff. But they all bring something different. You know what I mean? And that's one of the cool things about games and things like that, is that it is a little bit of escapism. You get to, like right now, everybody's been crazy for Baldur's Gate 3. And they have quite a robust character designer in there. And including all the parts. So yeah, you can create something that is you, and that's good. That's a good thing. And you get to do things, just like I said, how much I love Draven. I love him because he's a cocky dickhead who or jerk, but I'm not like that normally. So when I'm him, I get to be this person I've never been. Again, same as, any video game character, the escapism for you. That's what makes it amazing. You're like, oh yeah. I mean, I've met David Hayter, the voice of Snake. Obviously, that was a series I always was way behind on Solid Snake stuff because I get all the creeping and the rink. Now I got to kill him or whatever. But now you've made too much noise. And yeah, I was never a stealth guy. So like,
Yeah.
and honestly, I play all kinds of things. I play Civilization. I love that game. I love RTSs just because. Yeah, get all those guys, those tanks over there. Go attack that thing. Like it's fun. I that's just stuff I love playing. I love all kinds of games. So yeah, and they all give me something different, and that's what I love about it.
I love that answer. I had a brain fart. I'm sorry. I had something I was going to say, but then I forgot. Like, all right.
What is your favorite of like the Bendy series?
Bendy series. I give them like non-Bendy and Bendy right quick. Boris and Wally Franks are my two favorite from Bendy. Like, and then you got my favorite video game franchise, Sonic. Like besides Bendy. Got Sonic.
Sonic was always fun.
Yeah. You got Dr. Eggman, Tails, and Big the Cat are my three favorite characters. Those are my top three.
Nice.
I can't decide between the three of them.
Well, you don't have to. That's the beauty. You can play them all.
And then here's where we start getting to the Bendy questions, the proper Bendy questions.
Oh my.
How does it feel being a part of the Bendy series and the fandom?
The fandom is the greatest thing. The series is wonderful. I really love being a part of it. I knew about the first one, but I didn't land a character in that. And then I ended up in, I think it's Showdown Bandit, and I had worked with Lauren and the crew there from the sort of the studios. But yeah, I was excited. I was like, oh, what's all this Bendy stuff? And I checked it out, and I was like, oh, this is pretty trippy. And then I didn't know that he was working on another one, and they made another one. And then I luckily got asked to try this thing, and I auditioned for it, and then they picked me, and I was like, whoa! Porter is such a, I don't know. I've been very excited for that to I wanted it to release really badly when I first recorded, but I recorded it a long time ago, and so I was like waiting and waiting and waiting. And Lauren is the sweetest. She would send messages like, listen, this is still happening. It's just going to take longer. And just, please be patient and don't say anything. And I said, okay. But that's when I realized the fandom is the greatest thing of it. I mean, give it up for the Meatly and all of that. I mean, that's awesome. And all the people involved are awesome people. I really seriously had a fantastic time working with everybody. But I mean, it's just it's really cool to be a part of it. And the fandom has been, there are art pieces I'm seeing popping up because Day 7 was Flow or something like that. And so there was Porter pictures popping up. And I was like, this is amazing. These are people that are sitting there, they're artistic, and they're like, I'm gonna draw something and it's gonna be your character. You know what I mean? And it's just it just warms the cockles of your heart. Yeah, it's very nice. And again, the fandom I think is by far the greatest thing. No insult or slight shade or anything otherwise to the everybody involved. I mean, who doesn't love the Ink Demon? And Sean's performance is fantastic. I mean, and the fans love it, rightly so. And so you hear everybody talk about it. That's again, the fandom has been amazing.
I agree with everything you said, obviously. Thank you, by the way. And as for the thing, as for hearing about like seeing more art, you're gonna see that later with the artist segment. So I can't wait for you to see what we picked.
Oh, okay, cool.
Let's see.
I bought the whole seat, but I'll only need the edge.
Next question is, where is it? You kind of answered that one already. That one was about like the first impressions of Bendy, but you answered that within that question, which is good for me. What was it like talking to the Meatly for the first time, if you've talked to him at all?
I actually never spoke with the Meatly. I only spoke with Lauren Singer and obviously Lonnie Manella. Lonnie's the one that got me introduced to Lauren, and then Lauren, when the auditions came around, it was usually Lonnie sending them out, and then Lauren would tell you that you were selected and you were in the group, and it was great. Nice. But just I never spoke with the Meatly other than the Meatly has stopped by my stream once, I think, and also stopped by a couple of the love streams. Of course, you can only imagine the amount of I don't know, messages and things like that they get the minute they pop into the server or
Yeah.
something. Like everybody
Yeah.
goes, "What? The Meatly's here!"
Yeah.
And I did do a stream where the Meatly showed up, and it was like everybody was losing their minds, which I was like, I was too, actually. I've never spoken to them, so I don't know really anything about them. Just that I got word from them that they were very happy with what we had done, and so I was like, cool.
Yeah. That's interesting.
Well, I dealt mostly with Lauren, and Lauren was directing me,
Yeah.
and if there was anything that they wanted, I'm sure, like, I don't know, for all I know, they could have been in the background listening. I don't know, you know what I mean? But Lauren's the one that basically gave me a lot of direction and stuff like that, and she was really sweet about, like, she let me just sort of play a little bit too, like there was
Yeah.
times that I could sort of, what about this, like she did have to pull me back. I think we've told the story many times that I started getting almost evil. And so it started turning into, like, the Joker. And
Yeah.
obviously nobody could touch Mark Hamill's Joker. Let's just clear the air there. But I was getting in that territory, and they were like, "Oh, it's making Porter a little scary." And so and that's why he shifted a little more and wanted to be happier about things. So even when he's telling you, try not to die, Bobby, that kind of thing, like I was like, well, it's just sweet now. It's really nice.
Yeah.
Instead of try not to die, Bobby. That's much more jokery and like, oh, that sounds more ominous. But to find out that Porter was going to be help you out and give you the gift of flow, I was like, this is awesome.
Next question is how did you land the role of Porter? Was it difficult?
I mean, that's funny. That's a funny, like, it sounds stupid if you said, like, no, it wasn't difficult. I just got onto a microphone and recorded it. But it's always difficult because you have to try to find the character,
Yeah.
And you're hoping that when they hear you, they're going, I see what you do. Okay, yeah, I like that. Or, instead of just like next, because I'm sure there's lots of that. So I'm very happy that I was given the opportunity to audition. It was Lonnie. She had sent out stuff to, people that she knows, and people part of her casting list or whatever. And so I got it, looked at it, and then I had an idea, especially because they even referenced, I think, Winnie the Pooh. And the minute I saw it, I was like, I think I know exactly what I'm doing here. But then, like I said, I did do a take that ended up being a little more, and that was where, like, no, let's shy away from that and make him nicer. And which that I had another take where I had done that. So, yeah, it was super cool. Got the audition and sent it off, and then you just forget about it. You have to remember that that's it. No matter how exciting the project is, no matter any of that, you have to just go, okay, it's gone. Don't think about it anymore. And then hopefully you get a call, which I did indeed get a call. And so I was like very happy about that. So what can I say? That's how I got involved. And it's because mostly because of Lonnie and Lauren. So.
Yeah. Also, I heard you mention that Winnie the Pooh was an inspiration for the voice. I noticed that when I first played the game. When he says, like, are you stuck? When Porter said that, like, when Porter was saying that I'm stuck.
Oh, goodness, so I'm stuck. And if I'm stuck, so are you.
That's what made me think Winnie the Pooh when I first played the game.
Yeah, and that was one of the reps. Like they had references in the file. They'd send out things like, think this or that, or because they were saying like a smaller, interesting voice. They didn't know what to do with it quite yet.
Yeah.
I mean, oh wait, I'm stuck. Oh, then you're stuck too. I mean, that would be really strange to have him sound like the garbage man or something. But that's I mean, when they send you a reference, you go, okay, I'm gonna play around that area. Sometimes you throw some other things in there that, like I said, starts getting jokery. What's the matter, bats? So yeah, like you have to be careful. But I was thrilled with it, and that was the inspiration for sure.
Um, let's see. Sorry if I keep like sound like I'm not interested. I'm very interested. I'm just
You're trying to make sure that you've checked off all your boxes
yes.
here. No
Yeah, thank
problem.
you. Um, let's see, because I just want to make sure that Let's see. Next question. We have plenty of time too, so.
Yes.
Um,
Oh, he's hiding in the corner here.
all right, let's see. Here we go. Next question. If you could voice act for any non-Bendy game, what would it be?
Oh my goodness.
And a role that you have not done yet, because I know you mentioned League of Legends you've done.
Yeah, I've always wanted to do Star Wars stuff, but I actually would like to maybe get into the animation stuff more than a game. But what? Geez, I don't know. I honestly don't know, because I think when people ask me this question, it's like, what character do you want to play? And I'm always like, well, the obvious answers are things like, you want to play like Thor and major giant characters. But now that they have an on-camera person associated to that, a big Hollywood A-lister, you don't want to do it. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And on top of that, I don't think the character that I'm going to absolutely like, it'll be my dream, is made yet. Like, I think that is an audition coming soon, hopefully, and I get an opportunity to be like, a big hero or something. Like, that would be fun, or the big villain. I mean, I did Fire Emblem Engage. I got to do Sombron or whatever in the newest game. It came out in February or whatever, and that was. I mean, come on, the big baddie. It's always fun to play the bad guy because, again, you get to do things you would never do. I would never kill my children, but as Sombron, apparently I would. But yeah, I don't know. That's the weirdest answer I know, but it's that I don't think the part is there yet. I think it's in somebody's brain right now, and it's gonna get put on a piece of paper, and I'm gonna get an audition, and then I'm gonna be like, this is the part I've always wanted to play.
Maybe if I make a cartoon one day, which I'm planning on doing, maybe I can hire you.
No, hey man, look, I was I got to do a knockoff of Optimus one time, and I was like, oh man, I would love to, Autobots transform. Like, I love Peter Cullen, I love his voice, I love Optimus. But it's already been done. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And they're going to redo it with I don't know, probably again an A-lister from Hollywood, but uh, you know, I don't know what they've got in store, but yeah, I think that's just that's the business.
yeah. And I know you mentioned Fire Emblem. I know you were also in the Legend of Zelda, one of the recent Zelda games, right?
Well, I'm not in Tears of the Kingdom because they don't put character voices in that. Everything's like hmm, like there's no,
No, I
it's
know.
all text. But in Hyrule Warriors, yeah, I got to do Master Koga, and I somebody asked me, and I even posted this a couple times recently, probably, but somebody had asked me about the performance for the big showdown fight or whatever, and I was so into it. He was such a weird guy to me. I was like, wait, so he's like comical, except he actually is dangerous. And there's the line in there where he's like, the great and stupendous Master Yi, Master of the Yiga clan, Master Koga is going to kill you all to death. You know, that to me was hilarious. One of the best things I've ever gotten to do. And it just so happens that, and I don't know if that's what they used, but there was one full sweet take of that I was feeling it every step of the way, and it was so amazing. And I don't know, like I said, I'm sure they used some editing tricks and stuff, but it was one full take that felt so good, and I was literally the character there in the booth, stretching and trying to not knock over mics and scripts and all that. But yes, love Master Koga. Woo! And that was one that this business is funny. Sometimes you don't know at all what you're auditioning for. It just said villain voice. It didn't even say Master Koga. It didn't say nothing like that. It didn't say Zelda. As a matter of fact, I didn't even know. I didn't even know what it was until I got to the session, and I was literally like, this is still a little bit of COVID-y. And so like they sort of
Yeah.
like saw you into the booth and then they, like closed you in and were like, all right, in your hole, goodbye. And then they would go about their day. But no, even the engineer was like, I can't, I'm NDA'd all over the place. I can't say anything. And I'm like, okay, but I'm literally here to do the gig. You got to be able to tell me what I'm even doing. And I start going through the script because they had a tablet or whatever there. And all of a sudden I see the name Zelda and I'm like, wait, are you? And I'm looking through the booth at the engineer and she's like, and I'm like, oh my God, what? So I was so excited. And then that just, now you're on this high and then they're like, okay, Erik, you're there. All right, let's go ahead and get started. You're just like, oh, what is happening? It is a singular experience. I will tell you that much. It's a little bit like, when you go out on a stage and do something that you're good at and people go, yay, there's a rush for sure. It's really neat. Really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I was wondering that because one of my friends happened to notice like your name when I was like mentioning like, oh, I'm interviewing Erik Braa, and then he said, one of my friends said, wait a second, are you interviewing like Master Koga? And I'm like, yeah, kinda. Yeah.
See, top banana.
And I told him, yeah, he also voiced a character named Porter and Bendy. And they're like, oh my God, you got to ask a question about Master Koga if you can. And I said, I'll try. So,
hey, there you go. There's my entire spiel about Master Koga. And I mean, again, I love the character. He's so silly, but again, he has to have a little bit of menace, which made it awesome.
yeah. And let's see. All right, I answered that question already. Next question, we're getting back into the Bendy stuff. We got what is your favorite scene in Bendy the Dark Revival out of all the scenes? I know it's probably hard. But...
Of course, it's Porter's scene. I mean, I will admit I do love the. It doesn't suit you. I'll call you Bobby. Like to me that was very funny, and it was like a bizarre sort of moment. I can't say that I know every moment in Bendy and the Dark Revival, so it seems silly to me to say that, like, that's why I'm like, well, I don't know my scene. But yeah, I don't know, honestly. I mean, I've seen some of the Ink Demon moments where that's creepy and cool and all of that together to where, yeah. So I don't know if I have a good answer for that, unless it's self-serving, going, it's all about Porter.
You're fine. Then we got some hypothetical interesting questions. I think you'll like these. I ask these for everyone. Do you think like Erik, could survive living in the cycle that the game takes place in?
Oh, I don't know. That is creepy. Like the idea of like walking around that place and like, I mean, you saw that even when you encounter Porter, there's that whole thing where the thing comes down the pipe.
Yeah. Oh
you
my
walk
God.
across and then it breaks and falls. You're like, this place is not stable. So I don't think I'd want to be there very long.
Yeah.
It would be creepy as heck. And obviously all of the lost ones are interesting. And then, of course, the ink demon, you just have, when is the ink demon coming? Like you're like, oh God.
And we got two more cycle related questions to tie in. If you could bring one item with you into the cycle to maybe help you, what would you bring?
The flow? No. I don't know if you're allowed to. You can't say that, right? You'd have to bring like the pipe. I mean, no.
Yeah, that is the next question. I do have a question to reverse that, so as well.
Well, I mean, like if you look at Porter, he's got a grappling rope and goggles. So I'm like, well, that might be smart to have. I mean, as you go along, you pick up cool things.
Yeah.
I would want a lot of batteries. I'm just kidding. There was all the tapes that you get to listen to, and I'm like, oh, what if you just ran out of batteries in this? Like now you don't get to listen to them. I'm being silly, but yeah, I don't know. I'll say that. I'll say the grappling hook and goggles of Porter.
All right. And then if
I can climb up things, and I can see things without stuff getting in my eyes.
The Porter voice brings such a smile on my face. I'm just going to say that right now. I love Porter's voice.
I love him too.
Okay. Now this one's a reverse of the last question. If you could bring one item with you from the cycle into the real world, whether it's a creature, item, a piece of food, etc., what would you bring?
Oh, I mean, again, the flow thing is the coolest thing ever because it's Banff. I don't know. I mean, if you're a comic fan, you know that that's what they always write. Like a Nightcrawler or somebody would disappear and reappear, Banff, and he's over there, and you're like, oh, like I don't know, that would be pretty cool,
That
like
would be.
especially if you were walking out and around the world, just be like, oh, there's a car coming, I can get across the street, poof. You're like, Banff, and now you're over there, and you're like, oh, I don't know if the flow is something you can take out of there. Otherwise, I'll save the same answer. I will say goggles and grappling hook.
I will take the flow because that's technically something Porter can give you.
Yeah. So if
You
he
just have
gives
to
it to
convince
me,
him.
man, I'll be floating around, my friends.
You just got to
Trust
convince
me.
him. And we got.
You could get up to some real shenanigans too. Like you
Yeah,
could
you
literally
could.
just bamf around your friends, like tapping them on the shoulder, and they're like, "What? What? What?"
that that actually sounds like a really fun idea. And we got favorite Porter quote in Dark Revival and favorite non-Porter quote that you know of, because I know you say you haven't played for the full game.
Well, I mean, but Porter's pretty condensed. He's only in one little
Yeah.
section there. Um, I mean, who doesn't love wee? Um, I do love the Audrey. No, 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 it doesn't suit you. I'll call you Bobby, and that to me is really funny. And obviously, I think the what has to be the favorite line would be the goodbye, Bobby. Try not to die. Because that's just funny. It's like what it's great advice too, by the way. Like
Yeah,
if
it
you think
is.
about it, just hey man, try not to die. Well, thank you. You do the same. So yeah, I don't know if I answered. My least favorite would be, oh gosh, I don't know. I just love how everything. It's very small part, so like I love everything he does. This. Oh goodness, I'm stuck. And if I'm stuck, then you're stuck too. That to me is just hilarious. Just something about it. So I don't know. I can't say there's a bad one. I will say we is both the good and the bad. No.
And
Wee!
the bad is there's just not enough Porter lines.
There you go. That's the bad thing.
And then favorite Bendy character besides the one you played.
Well, Bendy's cute as heck, right?
Yeah. Oh, let me get mine out. There we
Oh,
go.
and of course, Baby Bendy. Like everybody loves Baby Bendy. Uh, I mean, Baby Bendy's cute as heck. Like you see, I don't know what it is. Like that's sort of creepy yet cute, right? But then when you
Yeah.
see the baby, you're like, oh my word, what is happening? Oh, squeeze cheeks. Like it's a cute little baby. Yeah, I like that. The Baby
Yeah.
Bendy's cute.
And
I'm
then
intrigued by Boris though, just because he's like sort of
yeah,
goofy-ish. You know what I mean? Like he's got that sort of almost dog thing going.
the Boris is great.
Yeah. But like I said, I also got to do Showdown Bandit stuff, and the sheriff was kind of interesting.
Mm-hmm. Personal hopes for the future, like personal hopes for the future of Bendy as a franchise. Like anything you'd personally want to say.
Oh, geez, I don't know. I hope that, yeah, I hope there's more coming. I don't know if this is something you could turn into a show. I'm not really sure. It's a neat concept. This defunct animation studio and the great Joey Drew. I love Dave too. What a wonderful actor in person. Yeah, Joey Drew's pretty funny. Geez, yeah, I don't know. I hope it does more. I hope that maybe there's a animated feature, maybe or something like that. That'd be really neat. I don't know if that's possible. I don't know if I'd want to see a real life anything, but it'd be
No, yeah.
bizarre. It'd be really dark then.
I mean, if they did do like a real life one, you would have to have like the CG creatures in there, right? You would think.
Well, you would think, yeah. I mean, I guess you might have one practical ink demon or something,
That'd
just
be
because.
amazing.
I mean, you have to have the sort of like the teeth chattery kind of, I think they do that. Was that Smile or something? I don't know. I don't watch a lot of horror films, but yeah, you could
Yeah.
absolutely have a Bendy anything. I mean, I more games, animated at least movie, if not show, would be amazing. I
Yeah.
think there should be a spin-off for just Porter. No, I'm kidding. Um,
I'd
but
play
no,
that. Like,
I mean, whatever they choose to do with it, I mean, more power to them. I'm so happy to be a part of it. You know, I'm just a dang old actor. Got lucky to get into a part, but I'm darn happy about it. I'll tell you.
I'd play a Porter spin-off game. Like it could be kind of Captain Toad Treasure Tracker, like the Nintendo game, where it's like little Captain Toad walking around trying to collect
Yeah,
stuff.
well,
Yeah,
yeah,
like that.
you'd have to use flow. There'd have to be flow involved
Yeah,
because that's his one mechanic that is
yeah,
definitely him.
yeah. That'd be so cool.
Yep, like a tower defense. No, Just using the flow.
And then we're on to the last question, and then we can hop into the artist segment. Um, any tips or advice on what you want to give people for voice acting? Tips or advice for voice acting?
Well, the first thing I'll say is it's called voice acting. So act. Get yourself classes. Um, Work with lots of different directors and things like that as much as you can because you want different perspectives on things. There are people that you'll be like, I only want to work with them, and I get that, but like my mentor was Terry McGovern, who was the voice of Launchpad McQuack in DuckTales.
Ooh,
He was also the stormtrooper who said, "These aren't the droids we're looking for. Move along." In Star Wars, and I guess they replaced him now with the the Kiwi guy that does every clone voice. But yeah, I suggest that you learn how to act. You get yourself some gear. You get yourself a space. You make your space so that it doesn't reflect and make lots of noise, and practice. And then the hustle starts. Then you start on. You might start out on like voices.com or whatever you choose to do. There's pay to play. There's all that. But the main thing is then get your demo going and get to an agent and start doing this. It sounds easy.
yeah,
I understand that I'm giving simple bullet points, and every one of them is a challenge, a hill to climb. But
yeah.
you just have to do it every day. You get up and you just check off another piece of that. And but acting is the key. Is knowing how. Brian Summer, who's another voice actor I know, and he does a lot of teaching, and he has this one is what does a raised eyebrow sound like? And I think that's the difference of big LA Hollywood actors that have a camera on them most of the time is they can go. But in voice acting, you generally want the keys to come from the person, from the character, so that they sound real and they're there. It's one thing I can watch you do that. I know you're real and they're there. But
Yeah.
if I make the sound, which I think is again the only reason that Hollywood actors don't do as well in voice acting is that they forget that all of those things are things that you should probably be doing instead of just showing to a camera. So embodying, creating the character and being the character, even if it's a big bruiser or if it's Porter, no matter what they are, they have to be happy, sad, mad, all of the what do they call it? The panacea of your emotions. That all has to be on display, and it usually has to be some kind of verbal piece. They can always cut it out if they don't need it. You know what I mean? If Pixar decides that they're going to make the greatest eyebrow raise on the character, then I don't think they need me going, but some of them will leave it in there just because they're like, well, it still attaches you to the person that's playing the part. You hear their voice, you hear the aches and pains of their body, whatever they are, or the tickling and things, whatever it is. It's
Yeah.
you have to do all those things, and that's what I would say is be the character, buy in, do this, but go to different directors, go to different classes, learn from everybody you can, and put all those pieces together.
Well said, Eric. Thank you. Now we can hop onto the artist segment, everyone. All right, welcome back, everyone. We have all the artists in the call with us. with the exception of one of them. But we are going to start with the artist showcase. There we go. Okay. Come on. Sorry, I'm having a little bit of technical issues here. Give me 1 second.
Oh, that's perfectly fine.
Okay.
We should just vamp for a while. We could just talk. Hey, how you guys do? I don't know. I'm kidding. I'm sorry.
Right.
I can't wait.
Ready?
So, somebody explain to me exactly. We're just going to get to look at some of the art that the artists have done.
Yes. Everyone has one piece of art to submit to me.
Oh, okay.
And we're from the Inky's Discord server. We are all gonna look at the art, and we're going to just talk about what we like about it, pretty much.
All right.
So we're gonna start with the intro card, like usual. Got a drippy demon. Always like showing the way. Can you guys see like the little bendy thing? By the way, I just want to make sure.
I see it.
I see it.
Yep.
Bendy.
Okay, coolio. Of course, we have the Joey Drew quote again, like every time.
Wishing for the impossible is just human nature. That's great. Just a pencil and a dream.
Just a pencil and a dream.
There it is. Just a pencil and a dream. Yeah, I can't do. It's Dave's thing.
So Katie Creative was the first one who is up. They told me that they prefer if they didn't speak, so I will be doing the speaking for them, which they wanted me to. So
All right.
they gave me some notes. They told me they're a self-taught artist since 2017 on paper, then moved to digital in 2018. They're inspired by artists like Drawing with Waffles, Apple Mint, and a few others, Lavender Town and a few others. And then for this piece in particular, I asked what inspired this piece. They wrote, "I love the game and the characters of Bendy, so I made a piece with Audrey, Alice, Bendy, and Ink Demon, and their OC."
That's cool.
Well, they made it, not me. I keep saying I like as from like their perspective. My bad.
Well, Katie Creative, you did a great job.
You did. Then and I asked what art program did you use? They used the art program called IBS Paint X, and they are on their phone doing all my work, all their work. They said.
On a
It's pronounced
phone.
ibis, like the bird.
IBIS, thank you. IBIS Paint X, and they use a stylus for everything, and it helps especially with the tiny details. She said.
Yeah, Friendly said they love how they drew Audrey too, so that's cool.
Yeah, Audrey's really cute. I love the eye especially.
Yeah.
See, then we got.
You guys use your phones? This is ridiculous.
Yeah,
You gotta get everybody tablets. I wish I had money.
It's amazing.
I should have won the lotto. That would have been great. Then I could have bought everybody tablets.
Then we got. I asked who the character in the middle was, which I mentioned that's their OC. Their name is Kathy, their character, and they're inspired by Alice Angel and Circus Baby from Five Nights at Freddy's. They merged the two characters together pretty much, and made like a really cool character design, which I love it, by the way.
That's cool. That is a trip, man. That is really cool stuff.
And then that's all we wrote. If you want to find Katie Creative on any social media, she's on YouTube at Camptronics101, and Twitter, I believe, is the same name. They're also on Twitter as well, with the same name. So, which it's also right here in the post. So, I mean,
it's cool, and we'll have to check them out for sure.
Well,
thank you for submitting stuff to look at. This is awesome.
Thank you, Katie, for supporting the show and sending your art in. Now we can move on to the next person, who is Lucky of the Claws. You're up next.
Oh,
it is me. So in this, I was thinking like, Audrey's the only character with like the gold ink powers who has, those swirling markings. So I was thinking like, I think Porter deserves a sleeve tattoo of his flow power. So we got Heidi down on the bottom. She's got like a hand thing. And Henry, because like in the first game, you can see these like gold markings on the wall that presumably he created. So he's got like a pen symbol.
That is cool.
Oh, that's a lot. And I see what I think is Heidi in like the
Yes.
the little ink puddle. Yeah, I really like that.
Because she has the ability of whatever the linker pipes are called. Thank you for the hearts.
I love the porter, man. That's great. That is really cool.
Those.
He's zooming.
Exactly. Oh, look out! I'm gonna flow. Whee!
Well, thank you, Lucky, for your art. And
that's great work, Lucky.
And I'm going to ask a question for everyone. The same question everyone I ask every time. Who is your favorite Bendy character, if you can choose one?
Easy. Three. Henry.
Okay. Straightforward.
Listen, I love the faceless protagonists. It's always the faceless protagonists for me.
That's understandable. Thank you. And now we can move on to Zoe the horror fan.
Hey, Zoe. Oh, that's a great porter. Look at that. Thank you so much.
Is Zoe in the call with us?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. Hello.
I actually, I did this immediately for Erik because he is like my favorite of all time. I love him so much. Yeah, but I had a hard trouble with this one, to be honest. It took me about like 2 hours to do this. So, I tried to do this full body, and of course, me being the hard one. So, yeah, I pretty much did this.
I love it. It's great.
Thank you. I'm always like self-conscious about my drawings, so people saying good.
We all are though, right? Like,
yep.
I get self-conscious about things I do too, and I don't. Just got to push this aside. Sadly, that's all you can do is just say like, nope, I'm just gonna keep on doing.
Yeah.
Because there's those of us, the rest of us appreciate it, and even though you're being hard on yourself, just remember that we all appreciate it.
Aww.
Yeah. You did a great job.
Of course, I love my porter. I just got Dark Revival, so I'm absolutely trying to go through it to see porter.
Good luck.
Well, either way, enjoy the entire game. I mean, I appreciate the love.
Yeah, of course. I can't wait to see freaking Inky then.
Exactly.
I love Sean also.
Oh man, who doesn't? Dude's awesome.
I know. So yeah, I tried my best on this drawing.
You did great, Zoe. I love it.
Thank you, Erik. Thank you.
And Zoe, I'm gonna take it your favorite Bendy character is Porter.
He's actually my third. I have two of them that are my favorite because they're tied. Sammy Lawrence and the Projectionist. I love them both equally, and then Porter, of course.
Sleep, my little sheep.
Yes.
Thank you, Zoe. And now we can move on to the next person, it's Clover's number 4.
Clover, this looks great. Yes, slowly. And try not to die, Bobby.
Hi, I'm Clover, and this is my art. So, I just sketched this from the business I'm in, but now I'm in break. So yeah, and then I took a picture of my sketch, and then I trace it on the Fire Up Palka application thing. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, and Porter's my favorite because he looks goofy to me.
Yeah, he does look a little goofy. I like that you made him like smiling, like you brought his cheeks up into his eyes.
Yeah, I just drew this from the business, the sketching, because I was bored in the classroom.
Well, that's awesome that you like create art from your boredom.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have one question. Can you say bonk in the Porter?
To say bomb bunk?
Yeah.
Bum bung.
Yeah, that one.
Bum bung.
Hey.
And
Well,
Clover, who, as you know by now, who's your favorite Bendy character?
Oh, well. Evil Alice, Audrey, Porter, Allison, Heidi, and etc.
Nice, shout love for everyone.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us, Clover. I love the artwork.
Thank you, Clover.
You're welcome.
Now, next person we got is Scarlett.
Hello.
Hi, Scarlett.
Hello.
Sorry, I have a request beforehand. I accidentally used my real name on Skype for like the first 10 minutes. Can you put it out when you put it on YouTube?
Oh yeah, for me it just said Yippee, so.
Yeah, before it was something else. I just managed to change it later.
Oh, okay, don't worry.
Thank you.
If it was while what's it called? If it was like during like the time we were all talking, I'm cutting that out anyway. So.
This is my artwork. It's for the event on Tumblr called Ig Demon, and this was the prompt for day one. It's pencil, so I just made something of the lovely protagonist and me dying, and then a bit of like a collage with him with also the in-game images, the top right, top left and bottom left, yeah. And the pencil, I just took a photo from a pencil I found in real life and just put it in there.
That's cool. It's mixed media then, right? Like, because you're taking sketches and then you're putting actual photos in there. That's cool.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Nice work.
A little hand raised in the bottom. That's really a cool detail.
Yeah.
Next person is. Oh wait. Scarlett, who's your favorite Bendy character?
I have a lot. I mostly really like the human characters, but like right now, I really like the human of Thomas Connor. He's my favorite at the moment.
All right.
An interesting character. Thank you, Scarlett, for joining us, and we can move on to the next person now.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Charlie.
I
love it.
I love this.
That is awesome.
I love his facial expression he's doing.
Yeah. It's like he's almost resting his hand, and then he's like, I love it. That's great. Yeah, the style is absolutely nailed it. That is really good.
Are you here?
Let
Are you
me
here?
check. No, I don't think she's not here.
Oof. All right.
Is it relayed?
Yeah, relayed.
Really?
Or rallied.
Rallied? I love it. It's really good work, and it does nail the style 100%.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah, excellent work.
Great job. And thank you for submitting artwork.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Last but not least, we have. Well, no, I think we have one more person after this. My bad. We have Friendly Introvert. Yeah.
Hey,
Friendly.
look, it's me.
Oh, Friendly! I love this one because this got when we were having technical difficulties, and they had Aaron like stuffed in the glass because you couldn't hear. And me and Dave were sitting there just chatting. So yeah, this is cute. I love it, man. That's a good reminder too. I love that. I love being reminded of those moments. Those are funny.
I had to.
Yeah, it's great.
To. It was beautiful.
And he's holding the banana too for Master Koga. I love
it. It's definitely one of my favorites. It's beautiful.
It is beautiful, and the work is excellent. Like really, it's very funny, and it like you said, the glass imprisoning her. It's just because she kept trying to fix her mic and it wouldn't work, and it's like you're just locked off into this range over here. Like we can't talk to you right now. It was hilarious. The test tube, exactly.
Beautiful.
That's great work.
And Friendly, I know your answer already, but who's your favorite Bendy character?
Oh, well, it's Carly. No, it's actually Audrey. She's been my favorite character ever since Dark Revival launched, and I have the biggest crush on her right now. So she's pretty. I finally got my vinyl figure in the mail yesterday. It was awesome.
Oh, I saw that.
Yeah.
Oh, we had somebody on a server on my Discord that was in there, and they're making dolls. Catalyst.
Yes.
I know
Oh, yeah.
that one. I know that person. Yeah.
I love her work.
Yeah.
That is
Same here.
so cool.
Kat, you're so cool.
He
I
is
was
the
talking-
best.
Kat,
She
you're
makes
amazing.
those dolls.
Oh yeah. I should probably answer this too. This was made using an art software called Clip Studio Paint.
Oh,
On your phone?
nice.
No, on my computer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I upgraded
Because
my.
I mean, a bunch of people are sitting there saying that they're doing all this on their phone, and I'm like, how are you doing this on your phone?
That
I
was
must-
how I started digital art. Then I moved up to an iPad, which I still use when I'm traveling. And then I got myself a nice handy dandy tablet that I hook up to my computer, and then I draw on my computer.
Oh, cool.
Nice.
Like a Wacom?
It's actually
Or Wacom or whatever.
Canvas 16.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
It's just like USB and you just draw on it?
Yeah, you just plug it into the computer and it works as like an additional monitor, which is pretty nice.
Wow, that is cool.
Yeah.
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 I
Yeah.
think
Great
Totally.
job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
you're
Now we're gonna move on to the last person. Who,
Yes.
Thank you,
Join-
Friendly.
Thank you, by the way, Friendly, of course.
You're
As
welcome.
usual. You always
A pleasure.
you participate all the time. Thank you. Last person is Maria.
That's awesome.
Mm,
Goodbye, Bobby. Try not to die.
I think Maria's not here because because how late she is in Europe
Oh,
or
right.
something.
Okay. All right. So
Okay, right, yeah.
I forgot.
Well, Maria,
I
thank
can-
you
I
for
can try
doing
asking her
you,
if she's- I can try
you might
asking
want to
her
make
if
sure that
she's-
it's DIE, but other than that.
You did a great job, Maria.
Yeah, it's great. It's great.
I love the
Yeah.
style order here.
Try not to dye your clothes.
Don't stain them. I know we're literally trapped in a cycle of ink, but don't stain them. They're designer.
Yeah, I love it. That's cool. It's almost like has a little bit of Chewbacca in it too. Like
Chewbacca.
exactly. Come on, Bobby. I don't know. I'm sorry. But yeah, that's cool. I really like it. That is awesome.
That is
And I like the
everyone.
little embellishments in the goggles and stuff. Like that was neat.
Sorry if I could. Maria got the time wrong. She's actually online on Discord right now. I could.
Oh.
Okay. I remember I sent Maria a link already. If they want to talk about the
Maria!
West Side Story all of a sudden.
Oh.
I summoned thee.
That's awesome.
Longer. There we go.
Wait. Oh, we ready on Maria? Okay. I thought she's not gonna join because of her time zone. So, yeah.
I missed a chance.
Well,
to
either
talk
way,
to the
Maria,
Erik
if you
Braa.
watch this
I think
later,
not.
Thank you very much for submitting
Thank you.
that. It's cool.
Mhm.
There's like
And thank you to
stars
all the
hidden
artists
in
for
it.
submitting artwork. You guys are
Yes.
amazing.
You're welcome.
Yeah, you guys rock, man. Thank you so much for sharing them.
I applaud thee.
Receive wireless.
I love the
Do the
Round of applause.
yes. I can't do it.
Toss a couple hearts in there too. There we go.
yay! There we go. Oh, I can do that too.
Yes.
Oh, look at
Yippee!
that.
Wee!
I love it. All right. That's cool. Thank you, everybody. Those are awesome. I'm so glad to see. that one of the questions earlier was, what was the coolest thing about this whole thing, and it was the Bendy fandom is better than the game. I mean, it's awesome. You guys are really killer people, and I appreciate you sharing your passion. It's awesome.
Aw.
Thank you.
So, do we have word on if Maria's running or not, or?
She's asking a bit about stuff like who's in, what time is it right now, things like that.
So she's not joining us, or I'm sorry.
I'm
Oh,
not sure.
I believe in you, Maria.
She's online.
I believe I can
Okay.
fly.
I believe I can hide.
I saw in thee. Only if they want.
But I rolled really badly in stealth. Now everyone can see me here.
Yippee!
I'm exposed. Ooh, that's my rear.
Well, Eric, you know what I'm scared of? Iguales.
That's scary.
She can be very
Alice.
spooky, but she's
No, I
also
don't-
really pretty.
Huh?
She's also really pretty.
Yeah, his favorite villain too. Cause
Yeah, good villain.
She's a great villain.
Oh,
Yes.
Maria's here.
she's here.
Yeah, hi, Maria.
Hello,
Hi.
Maria.
I'm
Sorry I'm late. I had a little problem with the internet. Sorry.
That's
That's
fine.
Okay.
And I thought
We
it
were
was
looking at
going
your
to
work.
be at 20, at 11 and 12. 20.
We were looking
I
at your work.
apologize.
I'm
thinking
really
it looks
sorry
awesome.
that I'm very late. Sorry.
Yeah, that was my fault. I remember I told everyone 4:20 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So, well, we got done a little bit early, so I apologize for the intense shift.
Oh, it's
Well, you got
okay.
here
It's
just in time
okay.
to talk
Hello there. Hi.
Hi, you got here in time to
I-
talk about your work.
Yeah, sure. If I saw. The picture is I did it in 1 hour and 8 minutes.
Wow,
It's very, very fast too.
that's
Yeah,
great for that. That's awesome.
I know. I'm very happy that I met you. Hi. Oh my God, I'm
Hi.
so really excited.
That's
It's
okay.
my second time participating at this. Okay, so I did it in 1 hour and yeah, very, very fast. What should I do? This character, Porter. I don't know what should I say.
I think it looks great.
I know.
I was saying it's got like different detail to it than I expected. It's kind of interesting, and I like the little accents inside the goggles, and
yeah,
there's a
the
star
stars
in the
and
hair.
I don't know how to say it because my English isn't native for me. It's my second language. Oh my God, it's so hard to speak. The stars around his hair. I know, I really. And I thought about this scene, Goodbye, Bobby, try not to die.
Yeah, I love it. Goodbye, Bobby. Try not to die.
It's my favorite dialogue replica. And I thought it, why not? I should say it, Goodbye, Bobby, try not to die on that sentence and really quick to edit one.
Yeah, it's cool.
You did a
Because
great
I
job,
really
Maria.
thought that Porter needs a lot of screen time. He deserves it.
Thank you.
He really deserves it. And when I saw the first time, I said, "Whoa, who is this guy? Ooh, he's gonna be with us, or he's gonna be, I don't know, an evil." But no, he was good with us. Yay! I was yay, yippee! I was.
Well, of course, I appreciate I mean, honestly, it's awesome that you guys are putting forth this art and everything. Like it's amazing. I'm so happy. Thank you so much for sharing.
Welcome. I'm very happy to talk with you.
She
It is
shall
very
stay all
great for
day.
me. Yay.
And Maria, quick question. I
Yeah.
asked everyone else, who is your favorite Bendy character? As you know,
Ooh.
I ask that every time.
I know you asked me for the first time, or it was Dave. If I remember, quickly, is it Boris, Bendy, Audrey, Joey, Henry, Wally? If I remember right now, I don't know.
Wally's great.
I love all the characters. All the characters. You have a good backstory. The voice, the actions that they take. I love it. I love everything. I love all of them. Everything. Just everything.
Awesome.
I
Well, thank you.
Whee! And I love that.
Wait, what's up? Sorry, go ahead.
I'm running for New Wireless.
Well, I'm gonna end the recording here. Thank you everyone for joining this episode of Inky News, and stay tuned to the end of the video when like this goes up, because we have a special announcement at the end. And as Porter would say, goodbye, Bobby. Try not to die.
Goodbye, Bobby. Try not to die.
Yeah, goodbye.
See you guys.
Try not to die.
Hey everyone, Alpha Monk here. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for watching the new Inky News episode with Erik Braa, the voice of Porter. It means a lot. Wait, why is there blood on the screen? Wait, is that a giant hand? Get away!
The dark bones awaken.
Wait, why am I in the studio again? This can't be. No. Is that the ink demon? Oh my god, stay away, please. Don't take me. Where are you taking me? Where? Wait, all you want is an interview? Oh, okay, I can make that work. That's right, folks. The voice of the ink demon, Sean Crizzen, is up next for Inky News. Sean's interview will be up on the Alvin Monk 500 YouTube channel on August 20th at 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Stay tuned. Have an extra piece of dialogue recorded by my buddy Spike.
What's up, buddy?